All right, everyone. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Dreamweavers podcast with the
Yay.
incomparable, beautiful
Thank you
Deanna.
so much. And glad to see you, my lovely Ronnie. Here we are, and this is a special episode.
I know it's our anniversary. It's
Oh,
our anniversary. Actually, we're a little behind on our true anniversary episode. For people out there who are watching, listening, whatever it is, we actually started this on December 1st of 2024 last year.
mm-hmm.
Look
Mm-hmm.
at your dog.
I know. Bijou has come to join the podcast today in celebration. There's nothing to be done about it. So here she is.
And that's okay. We welcome all. And
Yes.
so, but yeah, like life happens. And so finally here
Yeah.
we are. And we are going to, for this episode, we decided that we are going to go over the past 45 episodes that we put out throughout the past year. So through all,
45.
I know, 45, not bad, not bad.
Not bad at
Um,
all.
and also a little warning, we will be off until January. We didn't actually have the date, but until the first week in actually
The
January
fifth.
5th. So the week of January the 5th, we will be back during that week
Yes, we are going
because
to
we're going to
take our
take
little break.
yeah, and spend some time, in the holiday spirit of the holidays, family
Yes.
time, all that stuff. That's what we do.
Yes. I
Sort
can't
of.
believe we've already been doing this for a year. Like it blows my mind. When we first started, I was literally sitting at my kitchen table with a really cheap, actually, I don't even think I had headsets the first. Oh, I did. I had the old pink headsets and just sitting there in my kitchen at my kitchen table with the buzzing from the fluorescent light coming in and out, and sometimes having to move my computer around. And now it's like we got the Zoom figured out. I got my computer figured out. You got the whole part about putting them all up because let me tell you, everybody, Ronnie is the one that does that. I show up. She does all the other stuff. So
Well, I
kudos
might do this
because,
stuff. Thank you so much. But that's been a learn, as you know,
yes.
because, I am not the most technologically savvy human out there. And so it's been a learn for me too. It's been fun though, Deanna.
Mm-hmm. This
There's
has
been
been fun. I think the chance to just talk about the things that you can't always talk about to every single person is really nice to have this nice safe space. And boy, have we met a lot of people.
We've met some amazing people. Something you and I were talking about the other day, right? So something that's to come that Deanna and I were talking about, little something to look forward to next year. Deanna and I were talking about doing on location episodes. So just like little snippets, little something where we're going to see somebody doing, and here's how it got there, because that's exactly what I told you. Remember, I said I just want to capture people in their element, doing amazing humans doing amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what this has kind of turned into. Like we had our trajectory to begin with, then we thought it was going to spin a little bit, and it did. It shifted a little bit, but it didn't shift all the way as much as what I thought it was going to. Although I don't think it's finished morphing. But anyway,
Yeah.
I digress. But yeah, so on location, like I said, just the people we've met.
We really have.
So many
Yep.
cool people doing such good stuff and work in the world.
Seriously. It's widened my horizons here, seeing and meeting people from all over the world. I mean, we haven't just been in America here with our guests. Well, we've been in America. Our guests have been other places. Um,
Hmm.
and and really being able to see kind of the worldwide web, even though that sounds cliche, of
Yeah, I go,
everybody
hmm.
working together, all of the different light workers and the different modalities and just the different approaches into not just spiritual, but also personal growth, right? So
Right.
it's
That's what
been
I
an
was gonna
amazing year. Yeah.
yeah, like you. I mean, it's broadened my mind so much. I mean, oh gosh, I guess as we go through, guys, we literally have notes here. That's how we're rolling tonight.
Yeah.
Um, of all the things, like, but I mean, just so many different, I mean, light body work. I mean, when we get to that episode, when we talk about people and the light body work, I didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kim Mo, the beautiful Kim Mo, she's the one who brought it to my awareness. And then I kept hearing a little bit more here, there, and tease you with that tongue. I love it.
She's going to be
Uh,
in the podcast.
it is what it is. She's adorable.
The little tongue
Um,
hanging out.
I know it's so cute. But anyway, and then to meet all these other people who are already aware of this light body stuff to, me who listens to so much. Somebody asked me, I think we've talked about this before, Deanna. I'm staying with my friend and I have this friend who I'm staying with, her and her husband, and then another friend comes over, and they start talking about movies and this, that, and what's happening on TV. And I'm checked out. I'm like, can we talk about a podcast? I
Yeah,
can talk
right.
about, I can talk about all these other things, but they're like, you don't know, and I'm like, no, I don't know. So it becomes this whole thing. But my point to that is to listening to all these things that I listen to, and they mention light body. They mentioned the column, the pillar of lights, that's what we all are and how we're all trying to ground in and help Mother Gaia. And I don't know, it's just I just exactly what you said. Because of this, we've met so many amazing people and we're not done.
Nope.
Just getting started, literally.
And the it's the connections I think just
So
helps weave us that much closer. Because I mean, the way I've been looking at things, and probably somebody in the 40 something episodes we did said it too, about how we start in little groups and then our groups grow and incorporate each other until it becomes a huge thing, kind of, well, kind of like Alice's restaurant movement. But you have a few people, and then you bring in more, and then you bring in more, and you bring in more, and all of a sudden, we're part of this group of just so many that we know of, right? Because right now we're still part of all those groups, but we don't know them all yet. But
hmm
once everything is brought together, and we're one of the drops in the ocean of this. We're certainly not the be all and end all. Nobody
Oh
is,
gosh, no.
but we're
Mm-mm.
doing our part over here in our little corner of the internet, right? And bringing the light. And also because we want to make sure we're showcasing who we're doing and what they do, because we certainly support getting out there and helping others.
hmm
So it's been I think it's been good for all around. It's just been really fun. And I'm looking forward into the next year and starting already to think about who can we line up to talk to, who can I do in person, who can we pull on Zoom. So yeah,
And remember, we also said we were finally, now it has to be Tammy Lowe Presti. It has to be our numerologist, okay? It has to be her. But remember, we said we were going to do a live because on her
yes,
podcast, when she hosted me on her podcast, I promised them that when she finally came back on, it would be a live. That's the other thing we got to tackle next year. On
yes.
location plus, well, I guess on location would kind of be live.
Mine wouldn't be. Mine would be
No,
taped. Yeah,
no, they don't have to. They're not necessarily going to be live. No, they're not
no.
going to be live. They can be taped then. So that's not true. But yeah, we got to tackle that live thing. We got to figure that out.
We'll manifest that in. Learn how
So,
to do a live one.
girl,
And
we learned how to do this year.
yeah, yeah, right. Well, if anybody out there listening knows how to do a live one in easy instructions,
Honey, we're
hit us
always
up.
open to learning.
Yeah, yeah.
Hit me up, please, and thank you. Um, I don't know, is that a saying anymore? I just said hit me up. I don't know.
I said it too.
I don't.
We're
I'm gonna
Gen
stop.
X. It's a Gen X thing.
I'm just
What
gonna
can I
stop.
say? Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, let us know because we're there. Speaking of that, the other thing that we really want to see this year. So not only do we have those things to offer you and to help you guys learn and grow the same way that we are, right? Because that's what this is all about, is just getting more and more information out there for people so that
Hey, Ronnie, you just froze on my end. I don't know if you can hear me or if you can see me.
everybody.
There we
So
go. Ronnie, you were just frozen on my end. I'm not sure if you were frozen on the video though. So why don't you repeat what you just said just in case?
I see it. Okay, yeah, I sure will. Thank you for letting me know that.
Hmm.
Um, so I kind of equate all this like all these people out here because, trying to find the right fit, the right spiritual person, the right thing for you. It's kind of like there's a plethora of vehicles. There's so many restaurants out there. There's 100,000 stylists because it's finding the right fit for you. So that's what this is. We're just bringing all these different types of people, different modalities, and that way you can choose because options are a beautiful thing.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
but yeah, so with that, speaking of all of that, so we're going to do the on location. We're going to figure out the lives for you guys. The one thing that we are going to ask is two things, actually. So we're going to bring two, and we're asking back for two. I just realized that right now. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. Um, One is we are looking for a little bit more engagement with you guys. And so, like, tell us what you're thinking about this. What direction or what would you like to see from this podcast, right? Like, we are doing this because we want to, yes, but we're doing it because we think these people, these words, this information needs to get out there for you. So, literally, we're doing it for you.
And
And
because my guides told us to. That's how it all
yeah,
started,
yeah,
was from a session with you where the guides are like, "Yep, get your word out. Get the word out."
yeah.
And we
And
did.
yeah, yeah, it's a big. And so we would like to know what you guys are looking forward to. What were some of your favorite things this year as we go through talking about this? We're not gonna go nitpicking every single episode because ain't nobody got time for all that, nor do you want to hear all that. But we're gonna give you what we thought our highlights were. We're gonna go episode by episode, and oh yeah, I did like that one, little things like that. What did you like as we go through this? What really sparked for you? What did work? And was there anything from any of this possibly you implemented in your life? I don't know because I
Love to
I
hear
haven't
it.
yeah, I haven't heard anything. So I would lo well, I haven't read anything. Let me say that differently. So I would love to know. I would love to know if this is helping you guys. If you're bored, if there's something we could do to make it more engaging. And then the other thing, like Deanna asked at the end of every single episode, Deanna always says, and you guys, if you have something you want to share, you have a special gift. Maybe you've had an NDE with that beautiful out of body experience, and somehow or another, maybe it shifted your life entirely. Maybe you were already gifted and it was like just validation and confirmation for you. I don't know, whatever that looks like. We are open to all of that. Or maybe if you're like Deanna and we love all the paranormal ghosty stuff, because
Yes.
I know people who do.
We like spooky stories.
We
We
love
we
the
love
spook
it.
factor. Yes, we
Mm-hmm.
do. We love the good spooky. So if you're into that, or I have a friend of mine who actually used to have one of those ghost tour things. So maybe
Hmm.
you happen to have that. Maybe you have a ghost tour that you do in your town. We would love to hear from you. We would love to showcase you on here and tell your story of how you got there because anybody who does, Deanna, we know this. Anybody who is in our world, honey, they got a story to tell about how
Mm-hmm.
they got there.
Mm-hmm. And we
Because
want
it's
to
not
hear.
easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy. It's not easy it's getting easier. We talk about that all the time on the podcast too. How much easier it is today, but it's still not easy yet.
Right. The doors are opening to allow a little bit more flexibility and thought. But they're not all the way open.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And the thing I think that we're facing too is when that light starts shining in, the darkness pushes harder for a little while. That's why we get spooky stories, or part of it. So as the light is shining more and more in the world, we see more of a spiral into some, I think, levels of chaos, for lack of a better word, or just the dysregulation of things, right? Because this light, this healing light is starting to shine. So the stuff is getting really nervous and I just shook my dog's head. I'm going like this. Um, so, we do see a little bit more of that, and that's why they talk about like the sickness that you get as a light worker, as a ascension symptoms, or they'll say people will have migraines, or they'll be really tired, or they'll have mood fluctuations. There's a lot of different thoughts on that. Honestly don't know where I stand on all of it. I do know that spiritual growth causes physical symptoms because I was trained in Reiki, and I will tell you, the first 21 days after the first attunement is quite a time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So we know that we can have physical symptoms from spiritual. So maybe we're seeing more of that. Maybe we're seeing it more in there's more activism, or there's more just people wanting change, or the newest ones that are getting born in are bringing those gifts with them at birth and don't need to
Gosh,
do
the
the work that we
gifts
had
from
to
the
do as
kid
much. Right.
girl, these kids today, man. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. The young ones coming in are really going to lead us the rest of the way when we get tired, and it's good to see it happening, and you can see it over decades, and that's something I've talked about before in here too, is the way the world had to prepare and the way the generations had to come in to get to where we are now, just like our generation is here to prepare the next one, and the next one prepares the next one, and
You
eventually we
know,
get there.
I try to tell the younger kids right now, and when I say younger, I'm going to speak on about give or take 17 years old to I'm going to go to about 28.
Hmm.
So about that 10, 11-year span, right? Right in that ballpark, I try to tell them, please have a little bit more patience with us. Because what you don't understand is you're getting the soft side and you don't realize how bad it was to get to that soft side. And that soft side of us is what you consider bad.
I see
So
that.
imagine how bad it was for us if this is our soft side.
And I think every generation can say that to the
Of course.
one coming after them.
Well, because come on, in our day and age, it was no big deal. You can have a conversation with anybody in our generation, and they've heard the proverbial story of how somebody in the family had to walk 5 miles up the hill in need of waist snow, no shoes, no coat, and it was uphill both ways
Both ways in the snow.
in the snow, and holes in the shoes or no jacket,
Those were the
and
stories our parents would tell.
and
And yeah,
this is because we needed to be harder. We needed to be tougher. For our parents, we were too soft. We were too weak. We need to strengthen up. We need to be
well,
tougher. Pull
yeah.
yourself up by your bootstraps. Come on, chop, chop. Let's go. Ain't nobody got time for crying.
And
You know,
then we
there's no
came
crying
in
in
too.
baseball.
Right. And we're
There's no crying in
generation,
baseball.
our generation X
Since
showed
I don't
up.
know a movie.
I
So
know.
these kids today, so by the time I was finished, rate, by the time my son got out of my house, right? He got the softest, nicest side of me that I could provide at the time. Was I always as no, I'm not sitting here saying I was this nice, soft human. No, I was not. Don't get it twisted. Um, but that was the best that I could provide at the time. And
Hmm.
today, like the version of me that his kids get is entirely different. And he has a hard time seeing me for who I am today because of the history, which is, we're not going to go there. It is what it is. And so, but I mean, it's like, so imagine, how, I mean, that's what I tell these youngsters today is please recognize for as mean, as hard as whatever they are, inappropriate, so inappropriate, and all these things. And we just don't, you know, anyway, that's the best version of us that we have right now.
Oh, because we're always growing and we're always learning. And, starting out as a young parent, you're
So
a different person
when
by the
I say,
time you get through it.
yeah, and when I tell you they're not like us, honey, they ain't like us.
No,
you
because
know?
what I think every generation takes the lessons from the generation before them and they either keep them or discard them,
Hmm.
and that changes the flavor. And that's how we can make generational definitions because of the commonalities of
And
what people let
betterment.
go of. And so like our parents, well, my parents, I think they were baby boomers. I'm not sure. They were born in the late 40s. Maybe, I think so. But then or just before baby boomers. But um they were that generation was walking uphill barefoot
Hmm.
both ways. And then our generation, or the Generation X, we were running feral, drinking out of garden hoses. And then our kids maybe got, I mean, there's a lot of, ugh, I don't know if it's jokes really, but talking about how soft these next generations are. I have to apologize. I don't remember what came after Generation X, if it's Generation Y or if it's millennials, or I get them a little mixed up. But and it's what you're saying. People say, well, they're so soft. Well, our parents were saying that about us. Their parents were saying that about them. This is how we grow our generations. This is how we evolve as people, generation by generation. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. And it's not everybody. It's not like this whole new surge comes in. All these new people come in, but they're not all going to be at the same spot. They're not going to all
Hmm.
be at this or that. And that's just that forward moving.
Yeah. And so for these younger ones, I just have to remind them, baby, it's going to take a while because
Hmm.
you came in different in a way that we don't understand. I understand it because I'm in a different boat because I work with these younger generations. I work with kids and stuff like that. So I'm in a different boat. I see it differently. And because I love change.
Hmm.
I do. I love change. I do. So I just look at them and I want to learn so much. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, yeah. I mean, all this to say, guys, come on, man. Come on. I know you youngsters are out there watching this. I know you are. Come on. We're not scary old people. We're
Yeah,
okay.
we're cool
We're
old
pretty cool
people.
in our head anyway.
Yeah. We think we're cool, and that's what
But I
counts.
mean, like, come show us your difference. Like, oh my gosh, that reminds me, Elizabeth Katash.
Oh,
She's young
God.
and
Yeah, she's
just
amazing.
so amazingly delightful. I
Hmm.
words do not express how much love I have for that fabulous human. All right,
Yeah,
so here
she
we
was
go. Deanna,
amazing.
I was
Hmm.
going through this. I don't know if you did this while I was going through it, or while you were going through it, rather. I'm sorry. While you were going through it. Could you figure out your favorite?
I have been trying, but I can't because each time we do an episode, I think, okay, that one was my favorite. And then the next week comes along and we do another one. And I think, no, that one is my favorite. So, no, I can't pick. I have had so much fun learning and listening and integrating other ways of thinking and other knowledge, right? Like we talk about Elizabeth, and she did a lot in the galactic realms, right? She does a
So
lot out
much,
there. And that
dude.
expanded my mind on the small piece of the galactic realms that I work with. Well, I think I work with more than a small piece, but the one that I know about right now. Um, so that for me was really eye-opening. But then when we had Stephen Patrick on and we're talking about spiritualism, which is my religion, I mean, him and I go to church together. Um, I would learn too, right? I
Hmm.
learned more about things that are super important. So now I couldn't pick a favorite. I would have to say that they were all so fun and
I think they
enlightening.
were all so unique
Hmm.
for me, exactly what you're saying. Um, that they were all so unique that it's hard to pick a fave.
Because nothing's the same. Everything is a little bit
No, they're
different.
always
And
different.
and
Yeah.
that's what really I think pulls us together is we're bringing in all the differences to make commonalities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if anybody is listening to us talk, Elizabeth was episode 16 and 17.
Thank you.
So feel free to go back and look that up and listen because she has some amazing stuff to say.
Yeah, and of course, as you guys know, all of those links and description, and as Deanna likes to call them, because I love her verbiage.
Show
All the links are
notes.
in the show notes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So all the links are in the show notes. So feel free to go because that girl, man, when it comes to the Galactic, if you don't know what the Galactic Federation is, get
You
out
gotta
there,
listen.
go on her site. She will explain so much to you between the Galactic Federation, which still I'm on board, is what I will say is
No pun
I'm ex
intended.
ex well, yeah, exactly. No, there wasn't. Yeah, I'm super excited for that. I've learned so much about it and I'm on board and having my own conversations. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really cool. So get out there, go see. Yeah, man, I know there's other people who get out there like she does. Um I can't think of somebody off the top of my head, but I would highly recommend her.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
definitely.
she's if she doesn't have it, she's like I am. If she doesn't have it, she knows the person who does.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
so the first few, remember Song?
yes, she was our very first guest, and we had her 2 weeks in a row.
Wasn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
Big
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Song.
Yes.
We need to
Yes.
have her back.
Getting us
We said we
started.
were gonna have her back, and we haven't yet, and we do. We need to have her back.
Mm-hmm.
Huge
Definitely.
shout out to Song because she was our very first guest. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I love
Mm-hmm.
her. And then of course we had the incomparable Kim Mo, and then as you were
Yes.
just talking about beautiful Steven.
Yes. And
I
Steven's been back a couple times with us.
I know because we just
Mm-hmm.
love him so much, and I learned that spiritualism is a religion.
Yep. Sure
I did
is.
not know that.
You know, a lot
Um,
of people get spiritual and spiritualism mixed up, and then you can add spiritist in there, just make it a little bit more confusing. But I think Stephen, he's in episode 10 talking about spiritualism. Um, he really gave it a good base, and he knows the history. And
he's
yeah,
so knowledge. He's so full of knowledge.
he
That
is.
man, actually, I think I would venture to say he's got wisdom from all this knowledge that he's gaining. He's coming into his wisdom.
Oh my gosh, yes. I think he
He's
was born in
so,
the wisdom. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying is like he's just kind of one of those old wise guys, you know? Not
Yeah.
wise ass, but
He's a wise.
you know,
Yes.
a
Yes.
wise human, just such a I love him.
Hmm. And then Stephen made another appearance on our show not too long ago.
No, with Phil.
He
Do you
came
remember
in
what
with
episode?
Phil, and I am scrolling through my episode list because that was episode 43, so
I
only
was gonna say
only
it
a few
wasn't
weeks
too long.
ago, when our friend Phil came on with Steve, and now Phil had been on by himself and shared with us his journey to spiritualism and the things that he had gone through, to
So
get
cool.
there and some of his experiences, which was, it was a really deep thing, and it was really awesome that he did that. And then he
So
and he and
brave.
Steven both came back to 43 just to talk about synchronicity and to talk about everything coming together and how the whole alignment and collaboration and how it just makes us all grow. So that was episode 43. If anyone is interested in taking a listen to that, because that was a good
That
one
was
too.
actually, I'm gonna tell you between that one and the ones with Crystal and Joe.
Those were so fun when we did the aura readings.
I really, I think my theme is, and then we had a couple of husband and wives or a couple of partner. Well, no, because Rick and Corrine are not, they're just work partners. They
But
just
we
work
had
together.
Diane and Gary
We had Diane and
in
Gary,
36.
and then we had a couple of others. But
Mm-hmm.
I think
Ginny and
Blake,
Daryl. Mm-hmm.
I like the more people.
The what?
The more. I like it when there's a little bit more of us. I think I
Ah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Brings in
I
more
think.
energy.
Yeah, but then there's other times that, man, when you and I just get on here and rap, I love those
Hmm.
too. But anyway,
Okay, you said rap. Now you are dating yourself. That means talk to our younger generation.
I'm not listening to you right now.
Messing with you.
Well, I'm not listening right now.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Episode 12 and 13, we had the beautiful Mr. Thomas on that.
Dr. Thomas, my soul brother, and the
Oh
person that I do all
gosh.
my energy work with. Yes.
Dr. Thomas, I find him to be so intriguing and fascinating.
Hmm.
He's just such an interesting little character. No, well, I don't
He's,
say little like
no.
in that way, but he's just I don't know, there's just something so intriguing about him. I love him.
Well, he's an open channel, so his connection to spirit is
Very
always
different.
open. Yep. He will channel in the middle of a conversation, particularly if you are talking about spiritual stuff. And he really brought in some interesting points. He brought in some really interesting things. I think one of the things that he said that I really like is that healing happens when the system remembers how to listen. And that's so important. I know Dr. Thomas is a healer amongst other things, as am I, and that's why we're out there working together, in lots of different ways to try to help people that way. I can put a link to that in the show
Show
notes.
notes.
Um, but yeah, so it was awesome having him on. That what his episode, his first episode, their episodes 12 and 13, is where Ronnie learned how to edit because I jumped up in the middle of a thing and said, I'll be right back, completely forgetting that we were recording. And so, kudos to Ronnie for learning to edit that part out because that was
In
a
my defense,
challenge.
it wasn't a big thing to edit. It was only about 3 seconds. However, if this is your first time learning how to do that, it takes a minute. But I figured
It
it out.
does. And that's just
Thank
one of the
you,
things
by the
you
way.
learn
Thank
when you're
you.
doing a podcast is no, you don't jump up and say, I gotta pee, I'll be right back. You say, okay, there has to be a secret code. So we in the podcast lands, we have codes that we use.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, Dr. Thomas is amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing. And we'll put a link. Yeah.
he's a fun one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I
Oh, and then we
really
had episode 15, we had Tara coming and
I was
talking
gonna
about the human design.
I was gonna say, and then we had your other friend Tara because I learned about
Yes.
human design right after that, and I was
Amazing.
like, huh, that's really cool. And
Yup.
then
And
we
it kind of gives you like this kind of framework to build in, right? To help you figure out where is it that you're going to go, where is most of your movement. Um, that was really
and
that
then
was
later
really
on we have
enlightening.
Nan, episode 22, who
Yes.
does human design as well.
Yes, that's right.
She's
That's
one of
right.
those people who is extremely intuitive, and that is one
Mm-hmm.
of her tools that she uses. So
Mm-hmm.
she will sit down, have a conversation, do a reading, and then behind the scenes, some people use tarot, she's one of those who uses human design
Right.
to
Right.
help her hone in, I guess is a way to say it, because that's kind of what tarot cards do. They help you kind of hone in on things.
Yeah, they just give you something to focus on.
Hmm.
And speaking of that, we recently had our friend Jay on.
Oh, that was our last episode,
Was
wasn't
it
it?
really? Oh
Yeah,
my, no,
I'm
no,
pretty
no. Our
sure.
last, nope, our last one was Diane and
Oh yeah.
Diane, or
Yeah,
not Diane and Gary. What
Daryl,
am I saying? Daryl,
Daryl
yeah,
and
Daryl
Ginny.
and Ginny. Yep.
Yeah.
But
No, he was the one right before that then. Jay
yes,
with the
he
tarot
has
nook.
the tarot nook and he
Yeah.
does the crystals and the tarot together and has really shared his journey and how he got to be doing what he's doing. And
So
that was
cool.
so interesting because as a tarot card reader, I love learning from
Mm.
other readers. I love seeing, well, how would you interpret this card? How do I interpret this card? And what makes it different and the same. And really because tarot is so insanely intuitive and it's really just listening to spirit with pictures. And so Jay's whole perspective so cool. So much fun to have
Hmm.
him on. So that was episode 44, if anyone is gonna go and listen. Um,
Yeah, I really did.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
has and there's a link in the show notes to his podcast, The Tarot Nook.
Yes.
Because
I encourage you to check it out because it's some really good
it's
wisdom.
really interesting stuff.
Hmm.
Like he's got some good. really good because I listened to about half of one episode. I didn't get through the whole thing that I listened to. And I was like, wow, he's got some cool stuff happening. Okay.
He
I
does.
was
And
like,
yeah,
I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but then when you get to hear it, it's like, oh yeah, this is really good. I do
it's a
like it.
whole other level. Like he's done readings for me before. And so I'm just like amazed at how he just gets right in on there. He does a great
Yeah,
job. So
yeah, he does.
yeah,
It's really good.
yeah, yes, Jay.
Um, we were just talking about episode 18 with Rocky, the NDE, because we were talking about some NDE
Yes.
people, and I had mentioned that I need to go have a cup of coffee. So Rocky, if you're listening and you're out there, hi baby. I owe you one. So I'll
Yes,
get
we'd
there.
love to have you back, Rocky. We haven't caught back up with you yet.
I know
Um,
because he was working on some big things.
yeah. Yeah, you had a lot going on. But coming back from an experience of almost dying and he just so eloquently describes how that can change your life and how it can just make you think of things different and know things that maybe you didn't know before. So I encourage everyone if if you're looking at something that has to do with, maybe you've had an accident, maybe you've gone through a close call, listen to episode 18 and listen to Rocky because he has a lot to say. And
He really does.
yeah, yeah. So Rocky dude, we want you back.
Yeah.
We want you
Plus, I need
back.
to catch up with him because, like we said, he had a lot going on at the time. He had decided to go back to school for something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
He was relearning to walk. Was
Yep.
still walking with a cane and he still needed assistance. Not
Right.
as much as the beginning, but he still needed a little bit of assistance. I'm sure he doesn't need anything now. So
It'd be nice to
it's
see how you're doing, Rocky. So give us a shout.
yeah. I'm
But
gonna
we
get in
can't do
touch with him.
anything without talking about episode 20. Do you know what
There we
episode
go.
20
There she
is?
is. There she is.
Yes.
Tammy Low Presti girl.
Can
We're
I
gonna
get
get
your
I
digits?
know. I came up with that. I'm clever on occasion.
Haha.
Only on occasion. Um, excuse me, pardon me, but yeah, man. And she's the one, dude, talk about another podcast. Dude, Tammy has some plans in the podcast world because of some of her connections. She's got some really kick-ass connections.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is going to be taking her podcast to a really amazing level that I'm excited to watch happen.
Oh, definitely. And she's got her school. So she
Yeah.
teaches the
Oh, yeah.
numerology, which
Oh, yeah. The
one of these
Wizard School.
days, when I have time in my life, one of these
Oh,
days
right.
I will be able to do that. It's just kind of not the time for me right now, but I encourage everybody to take a look at that episode and definitely click on her links and see what she does because she's got
Oh,
some amazing stuff and um yeah, and girl, we're gonna have you on live. You're gonna help it. We're
oh
gonna
yeah.
do a
She's got to
live.
be our live. She's going to be our live.
Our first
Because
live.
she does hers live. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
our very first one. Because she does every single one of hers live.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cool. And I'm like, I want that experience because be as a guest, on her show, it was so cool. So yeah, I was gonna say something. Hold on, I lost it. God darn it. Oh, I was gonna say numerology. So I kept seeing digits, right? I kept seeing the same digits over and over and over. And I
Mm-hmm.
actually texted Tammy to see what she had to say about those. So
Oh, very cool.
yeah,
I'm sure she was able to help you. I'm sure she
apparently
was.
yeah, just my time.
Very cool.
So that was really cool. So yeah, learning numerology is really cool. So anybody who's interested in that, I highly recommend that.
Yes,
Anyways,
episode 20. And I believe we
yeah,
have her podcast linked in the show notes for episode
of
20.
course we do.
So,
Of course we
mm-hmm,
do. Of course we
mm-hmm,
do.
mm-hmm.
Um, and if not, you can get to it through any of those links in there.
Yes.
We talked a little bit about Nan. I was going to go to Nico. Do you remember Nico, episode 23? Nico is that
Yes.
beautiful human living in Canada, like song, just on the other coast,
Mm-hmm.
with the island
The
and
small little community and yeah.
how all that came to be in that story. That was so cool.
Yep. Yep.
I had a lot of fun with Nico. Yeah, she's another one we should have back. I liked her.
Yes.
Actually, there's
Yes.
a lot of them we should have back. We'd have
I
them all
know. We
over
have to stop
again.
saying that. It's just like we'll just get everybody back
We're
at
just
some
gonna
point. We'll
recycle,
just we'll
yeah.
just recycle them, bring you in for updates.
Mm,
But again, to people who are listening to this, do you have somebody that you really, really, really want to see back? Let us know. And then we'll go
yeah,
ask. We'll go have them come back. Or we'll ask them to come back.
yeah,
We
absolutely.
So yeah, no, Nico was really there was a good energy, a soothing energy in
Mm.
talking with her.
So speaking of all over from Canada, and then I was going to talk about Claire Wallace, all the
Yes.
way over there in the UK. We were
Yep.
talking about our friends across the pond.
Yep.
So yeah, she's such an interesting person, isn't she? She's a hoot and a half. She was funny.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, and she uses all kinds of things to, speaking of tarot, she does tarot cards to with her readings and stuff like that. She has a bunch of tools that she uses.
Yep. Yep.
Of course, I did not skip over Mr. Josh. Right before her, we had Josh. I just went to Claire because she
Yes.
was from the UK since we were talking about our little webbing thing.
Yeah.
But Josh is always everywhere. He's kind of like I am. You never know where he's going to be the next time you talk to him. Last time I connected with him was in Madison, Wisconsin. He was in Madison. I'm sorry, that's not true, not Madison. I was in Madison, Wisconsin, rather. He was
Yeah,
in
he was
Wisconsin.
yeah.
And he was not in Wisconsin. Was he in Wisconsin? Was he in Wisconsin when we did the episode, though?
I think so. He's kind of a nomad. A
Yeah,
little
he
bit
is.
of a
That's what
he's
I'm.
a traveler. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
he's kind of like I
awesome.
am. You'll,
Yes.
ask us where we are, because we're always somewhere. I happen to be here in Texas for a little bit, and I'm kind of here for a moment. So I've been here for 4 months already now.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a long time for me.
Hmm.
So, and I'm going to be here for a little bit longer, a little bit, and then I'm carrying on. Yeah, but
Meanwhile, I'm just stuck in the snow in New York State, so I'm not going anywhere right now. That'll come, but not yet.
eh, well, you know,
Hmm.
I'm going to leave that alone. So
So Josh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Josh has
Josh
a
was
lot of
fun.
really good things to teach.
Energy,
Very
so much
wise
energy.
words. Yeah, so episode 24, I do believe that he and I may have gone off on a tangent. Well, there's a surprise, me going off on a tangent, but I think we got talking about some paranormal stuff maybe. I have to go
Mm-hmm.
back and listen. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
little extra bonus in that one. Again,
Yeah.
spooky stories, right? So we have
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think this is where I did a couple of them on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a conversation with Attila, and man, his he has a big following because people really liked his episode with that wedding. What he wants to do, I don't know. What he wants? Did you ever get to watch his episode by
Yes,
chance?
but you need to refresh my memory because my brain is
Yeah,
too full.
I understand. Girl, who are you talking to?
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who wants which that's how the episode got its title, Wedding What? So what he wants to do is energy work, removing entities, negative energies
Mm-hmm.
from couples right before they get married and make sure that they are energetically, a good middle mashup.
Love that. Yes,
Isn't that
yes,
cool? That's where
yes.
he's kind of found his niche doing that. Like he's
Wow,
been
love
doing
that.
energy work in different ways and doing all this different stuff. And then through this whole journey of trying to figure that out, he's like, this is what I want to do now, working with people who are about to get married so that way they can have a beautiful, compatible marriage instead of having these outside forces making them argue.
Right. I love that.
like a wedding guru. Like, ah, what a concept, right? A whole wedding guru. Ah, what a
I
thing.
like that. Yes, yes. And I think that's very helpful because planning a wedding can be one of the most stressful times in your life. Um, Now I never had to do that because when I did get married, I eloped and it was very easy. Back a long time ago. But I can't imagine I mean, I can imagine because I've seen it, the stress that comes when you're trying to plan a wedding and do all that. So to take that time to just connect, that's awesome.
I think it's really cool. I
Hmm.
do. I thought it was brilliant and I was all about it. And I think that he's onto something there because, you know, I don't know. I think in today's day and age when we are so disconnected with from within, with who we are, we're so mind and brain, like I think, therefore I am,
Hmm.
instead of feeling,
Right.
because we're so disconnected. I just can see that being such a beautiful thing to make sure that people are really like give it the best shot that you can. Get rid of all the
Yeah.
outside negative and negative influences.
Right. It's
That
not
way
going to hurt.
you're just, yeah, man. Like I mean, come on. And I don't want to go there with the whole statistic thing, like, divorce is on the rise,
But it
whatever, man.
is. I mean,
I
divorce
mean,
is out
but
there.
those things are a thing, like I don't know. I've been in a relationship and broken up with somebody. I think we've all had a breakup.
Hmm.
What if you could not avoid the breakup, but,
What if you could learn to navigate the relationship so
just
that if it does have a breakup, it ends up something that is not
beneficial,
as painful, more of
right?
a natural. Hmm.
Progression of, oh, this isn't working anymore.
Hmm.
Hey, let's go ahead and yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
just going to be so much easier.
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, which brings us to what we were talking about earlier, that whole light body work, episode 28, not your average body talk. This
Yes.
is where Ronnie got creative with some episode titles, you can tell.
No, there's nothing
Uh,
wrong with that. They're fun.
well, somebody told me I should really do better with my titles, so I was like, okay, I'll do better.
Whatever. We just want people to listen to our shows.
Well, but I mean, I thought it was a good idea because,
Mhm.
you do want kind of a catchy title. Nobody's going to read a book title number two.
Right, right. Episode 2 does not make a good book. But,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, unless you're Led Zeppelin.
well, there's that.
There is
There's
that.
that.
There's
But
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Digress.
so yeah, number 28. That is where Rick and Corrine, speaking of the more people, that is where Rick and Corrine come in and teach us all about the light body work, which
Hmm.
I had heard about from Kim, and then you and I ended up joining Kim's beta class
Very briefly, I was in it. Life
that
again.
she
It took
putted.
me out of it. Yeah.
I'm still in it. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's goes back to that time commitment again, baby, which, honey, we all understand that.
Yep. Right
Um,
now is a busy time.
yeah, well. And but I'm still in it and it's still going and it's back to that spiritual sickness, I think, because you were
Hmm.
talking about Reiki. I'm
Hmm.
telling you, you can feel this too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's in doses because there's times that you can go so far, and then for me, I'm having to like pause
Hmm.
and integrate, and then I
Hmm.
can move forward. So it's not a quick progression. It's a girl, you got to do the work thing.
Well, is healing isn't linear at baseline. So,
Of course
and I
not.
think I've said that before somewhere in one of these podcasts that it does
I
go
think there
like this.
might be a quote on that.
Yeah, it might be. But it's how it works. It's, 2 steps forward, maybe a half a step back, 2 more steps forward, a step back, because it's dredging up, it's bringing things up.
Which is how it's
And
supposed to be.
exactly. And you have to make sure you get them all out before you can move to the next stage. And then you start flying forward again until you hit your next thing and you start working it out again. So yeah, I think it's great though that you're doing the class and that you're staying
Oh
with it.
yeah.
And
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
it's really good. I'm
I'm
enjoying it.
yeah, that's
Learning so
awesome.
much. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, yeah,
So
everything's on my list to do,
I think
my
it's
to-do
a
list that for my life that doesn't slow down. But yeah.
I think what it is a different way of tuning into your body.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is for me is it's just a different way of tuning into my body, and that's why I'm learning so much because it's like, oh, okay, there's that. So let's just kind of, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
cool. I'm
Oh,
loving it.
definitely, definitely.
So
And
anybody out there, if you're thinking about it, because I am now, I think I'm on the tail end of the program, but in my world, even though I'm at the tail end of the program, I'm really only about personal. I'm only about halfway through the program, and that's just the truth. Um, it's amazing. It's all that in a bag of chips. It is. Everything that they said it is, it is. And do you want to do this? Absolutely, you do. Um, there's so many reasons why I can tell you. I mean, I can't, we ain't got time to go through all the reasons as to
but
why
we
I
could do
think
another episode on it.
you know what, we actually should.
Mm-hmm.
I really think we should do one
Mm-hmm.
because I would like to bring some more awareness to this, and I will mention all the whys. It goes
Mm-hmm.
back to that column and pillar of lights. So I will, yeah, we're going to. But I will tell you it's gonna kick your butt in the work aspect. The shadow
Yep.
work is no joke. You're gonna pull up some stuff that you I thought I'd work through.
I don't
So
know if we ever really work through all of our shadows. Our
well,
goal is to do.
but
We
you
work
really,
through it, but
there's some times that well, I'm going to just speak for myself. There are some times that I really thought I was done with that one. I was
right,
like, I'm pretty sure I'm done.
then we're
Well,
not.
I just didn't realize.
Something else
Yeah.
comes out. Yeah, no, and that, I
Anyway,
mean
so
that's the
yeah.
growth and the learning. That's what we do. Speaking of working through, I'll just do a little because I keep
Yeah.
saying I don't have time in my life for blah blah blah. Well, the truth is I spent the whole summer getting myself certified in integrated energy therapy. So, that's where my learning was over the
Hmm.
summer, even though it's now December. I just realized that was the last one I think was in August or September. But I will come on and we'll do a Rhoni and Deanna show and we'll talk about that
Okay.
and we'll talk about what it is and we'll talk about how you can learn it and what the benefits are that it brings to you. So that will be an upcoming episode next year for sure. As I'm going to be branching out and starting to teach somewhere in the second half of the year. So when I say, oh my God, when I have enough time, I'll do this, and when I have enough time, I'll do that. It's not because like I'm out there learning new things at the same time. I'm
Hmm.
just kind of going in whatever order my scattered brain chooses to go in.
Hmm.
And now that I'll be teaching more, um, it'll bring a
I
new
didn't know you were going to
dimension.
start teaching that now.
Yipperdoodle. Mm-hmm. Gonna
Very
start teaching
cool.
it. There's
Good
a
for
couple
you.
different classes within it that I can teach. And so, now those have to be in person. So, if you're listening from somewhere outside of where I am, you either got to drive or fly if you want to take it, or there is also a way to find practitioners in your area. And when we do that episode, we'll talk all about how you can
Okay.
find somebody too. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
then
So
yeah,
yeah,
let's talk
yeah.
about
So
that.
there's a teaser. There's a teaser for sometime in January or
Well,
February.
yes, and we're going to talk even, you and I are going to talk even more about
We'll
that
figure it out when we're
because
gonna do it. But yes, so that'll be something coming up in the
next year,
next year. Yeah, which is
because we're not going to see
2
each other
weeks
again
away.
until next year.
This is true.
I know
This
it's
is
only
our
2 weeks, but we still get to say it.
yes. Yes. Everybody likes to say see you next year when they leave for something. So,
Yes, and it's
yes.
only, in 2 hours, I'll see you next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's okay.
So I wanted to touch real quick Neurospicy with Melanie.
Oh, one
Oh
of
my
our
God.
faves.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's over
Oh,
there in Scotland and
and
has
she's
an
coming back.
I was going to say she has an amazing love story to tell. Um, and how it shows you how love connects across the different sides of the veil. So
Yeah.
yes, she'll be back on. We'll talk
Well,
more.
she's working on a book.
Yes, she
So
is.
by the time she comes back, she'll be able to talk about that book.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, I don't, we had her scheduled to come on the podcast again, and her son is autistic and very has a lot of apraxia, and so very dysregulated. So um, he was having some stuff. She was going through some stuff with that, but the biggest thing is because she was working on her book. She was
Yep.
just the two of those. I'm sure that's a full-time job.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for her though to get that book
So
up and running, and
I
I'm looking forward to
know.
hearing about it. I'm looking forward to having her back. So Melanie, we hope to see you sometime in the next few months.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I think it's going to be a little bit longer. I think
or longer,
she's going to
whenever.
need a little bit of time, but she'll be
Well,
back, and
we'll
that's
make it
okay
work. But yes, we'll get Melanie back on for sure.
because she's amazing.
Definitely.
We love
Mm-hmm.
her.
Mm-hmm. And that was episode 34 for those of you who are keeping track.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where are we? Oh, yeah, and then there's Crystal and Joe. We had them on a couple of times.
Yes.
There's so much cool stuff with those amazing people. I love them.
Yes.
Um,
We did the aura readings, I believe.
yeah, we did
Um,
the aura readings.
and that was fun.
And then there's sound baths, dude. Guys,
Hmm.
yeah.
Now, are they doing the out at the retreat?
Mm. Well,
Was
they
that
did a
them?
retreat. They
Right.
did a retreat for the very first time. They did their very, very, very first retreat.
So it's worth
Um,
it to listen because I think they said they were going to do it again
they are.
next
They
year.
are. They're
So
doing they're
episodes, what do we have? 31 and 35.
is that what it is? Thank you. I'll take
Mm-hmm.
your word for it. I switched
Mm-hmm.
the page.
That's okay. I'm scrolling.
I love it.
Um, so
So
yeah.
yeah.
We both sit back and go, yeah.
Uh-huh,
So
exactly.
they are people to
Yeah.
watch, and the way that I mean the description that she provided us about the retreat sounded
Well, I'm
amazing.
going next
Like
year.
I am too. We both were like, sign us up. We'll
Yeah,
be there. We'll either help you or be a participant. Doesn't matter. We'll be there. So
all of the
all the
things. I
things.
can't wait.
Hmm.
The other thing is I have talked to a couple of places locally here in Texas. So San Antonio, Austin. And what I'm working on is between my schedule, between their schedule, and a shop schedule. So there's a lot of scheduling logistics, but as soon as I can get it all scheduled, I want to do a virtual hosting in person of their sound bath meditations.
Hmm.
And so it's just getting all those, it's a lot of
So that
scheduling.
will be fun when we see that come in sometime in the next year too.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's going to happen, and I'm excited for that. Somewhere, somehow that's going to happen. It's just, because they are some cool people to work with, I'm here to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of some other cool people to work with, let's see, who else? I don't know. I don't know. We've had so
We
many
have a
people
lot.
on.
I know that we're not mentioning everybody.
No.
And it's not
Oh,
because
Ginny and Daryl.
yes.
Ginny and Daryl.
Yes, with their
They were just on
angels.
number 45. Speaking of
Hmm.
some others, that'll close us out, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
guys, we've had some cool people on here. We did not mention everybody, but
Nope.
that's okay.
We had too many to mention. But I did want to say Virginia and Daryl, it was so fun the way I met them because we were working at the same event. It was like
Mm,
a healing spirituality thing. And I can't remember, but it might have been Daryl. I don't know. If you guys are listening, you can correct me on this, but it's something to do with wearing the same color shirt or something. It was just really cool. And we got talking. And then, just like I said, this whole networking thing, we realized that we run in the exact same circles. And how the heck did we not know each other before? Which is what happens, I think, to a lot of us in the spiritual and metaphysical world is it's a big community, but yet we know each other somehow. Even if we haven't met, we know other people and it's all interwoven together. And I just love that. I love the
mhm.
idea of the spirituality and I mean, they do healing with angels. I do healing with angels. There is no competition because we do different things.
And I
Same,
do an entirely
yeah.
different type of healing with angels.
Right. So I love it when the spiritual community can come together in a non-competitive way to just share the gifts. And I think that Ginny and Daryl have some huge energy with them. And I know they travel and they do, probably not in the winter as much, but they do offer their healing around the Upper East Coast. So we're in New York. So I think
And
they
they
go to
do it remotely as
Pennsylvania.
well.
Yes, yes. And so
Hmm.
I wanted to remind people, if you haven't had a chance to watch that episode yet, I think you should because the energy between them and the chemistry and the healing energy is just so strong. Um, so yeah, it was just a joy having them on. And that was episode 45, if you're listening.
And um, it's not there yet, but I'm
Oh,
pretty
Ron,
sure
what?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. I paused because I was
Oh,
like, I wasn't sure if I should say it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. And if I'm wrong, I will correct myself, but I'm pretty sure I feel confident in saying this. They are true Dreamweavers and will be listed um, as part of those people who do equal exchanges of energy.
mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I would like to, as we're wrapping up, I want to remind people if any of these people you want to work with, and let's say because I know in a lot of people's world this year, money has been tight. 2025 financially has not been a good year to everybody. It's been better to some than others. So anyway, my point to this is if you want any of this and you think you may or may not have the money to afford um, somebody, go on to my website, Beyond Boundaries Healing. There's a whole what do you call that page dedicated to the Dreamweavers podcast and Dreamweavers, right? And I have a listing of people on there who will work in equal exchanges of energy. And I'm pretty sure Ginny and Daryl are going on there. I feel confident saying that.
Well, let's
Um,
hope so because they offer
because they
something just
are.
amazing.
Yeah, I just know that they're those type of people. And some people, I know that there's other people out there who would like to be added to that. Please let me know if you're not, if you, you're not up there and you want to be on there. I know Deanna's on there. I know
Hmm.
that Kim's on there. There's some other people. Brandy, I got to put up there. I haven't put her up there yet. So I got to get some other people up there, but that's on me. I need to update, and that's why I'm mentioning Daryl and Jenny because they're going to go up there. So I will update that. And
Awesome.
honestly, worst case scenario, all of these people that we talk to, they're gonna be super awesome and super cool. And so offer it. Email them. Say, hey man, I see you charge X amount of dollars for yada yada yada. I have this to work with and trade
Hmm.
because trust me when I tell you, more than likely they will be interested because
Hmm.
we as the light workers and these spiritual workers out here, man, Deanna, you and I know this. This is what the world's coming to. We're going back to good old-fashioned trade and barter.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Oh, yeah.
monetary system is going away.
I
It
think it's,
is.
yeah.
It's on its way out. And I don't know, I was listening to somebody else say there's in our lifetime we'll see somebody make $1 trillion.
We
Okay,
might.
we might. I'm not saying that we're not. However, I'm saying that it is going away. And so there's a lot of us out here who already recognize that, so don't be afraid to ask
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's
I do barters and trades with people in my area. I'm
all
in the
the
middle
time.
of setting one up right now to just share different kinds of healings with each other. And it's a wonderful, it's also, I mean, if you're a practitioner and you haven't thought about doing that, it's a good way to work with somebody else who is in the same vibe instead of a client who's coming in really depending on you to do something. You have somebody who's already in the know of stuff. And whether it's just, hey, I want to practice and I need someone to practice on. So do you want to, can I practice on you? And then you can practice on me and we can do an even trade. It's a great way. And it's also a good way to network. So if you're trying to get your business or your healing practice or whatever it is that you do up off the ground, networking with um practitioners in your area offering trades of service so
Mhm.
that you can get to know more people and you can just get to expand your mind on the whole concept of whatever it is that you're doing. It's a huge thing. And many of us, I won't say all of us because there's definitely people who only do this for money, but many of us are doing this for bigger reasons than money. And uh, many healings I've done, and it's like, I don't care about money. If you need this, then I'm going to do this. We'll figure out the details later if we even need to. And I know a lot of people who are like that. So,
Yeah, because
yeah,
hello,
the times that
we
we're
are
living
the
in right
change
now.
that we want to see.
Right,
We are the
right.
change.
Now, the other part of that I want to say is that does not mean that there isn't some type of energy exchange because a lot of paths will say that you need to have an energy exchange, and a lot of that can come from the thought that if somebody pays for something, they're going to understand it's got more value. I don't know how I feel about that. I was always on the fence from the time I started Reiki that I felt I should not charge because I felt that people are deserving of the healing. And the answer is yes, you're right, they are. But when you don't get some kind of an energy exchange at some point, your battery just goes low.
Hmm.
Um, so in my own personal world, I can't speak for anyone but myself, but I charge a lot less than a lot of people. And it's because the money is the symbol and what I'm doing is what needs to be done or is what people ask for. But it wouldn't be appropriate to just walk up and ask somebody for, "Hey, can I have a free healing?" Because you
No.
might get one, but it's not it's like talking about money and spirituality and stuff, that could probably be a whole nother hour. Um, because it's a hard line to walk because many of us are not in it for money. But the
But we
classes that
also
we
know this.
teach, yeah,
We only value what we put into. And if you don't put anything in, you're also not going to value it.
right. And to be honest, I mean the actual business side of teaching classes is that the materials and the place cost money. And a
Hmm.
lot of the costs, and because people will say, well, I'm not going to pay $800, I'm not going to pay $900, da da da. And I understand that and I was like that until I learned what goes into teaching a class, because you need to have the materials from the certifying group,
Hmm.
and that's money, right? Everything costs money. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. Like I said, I could really talk about this and go off on lots of tangents about money and spiritual endeavors because it's a bit of a rocky
Well,
road for people to navigate. And nobody says that you have to do it for free so that you don't get to eat dinner.
well, and
Um,
I think a lot of times we've talked about this before, I think a lot of times, in our world, for some reason, there's crooks. It doesn't matter in everything. You have a crook in real estate, you have a mob crook, you have a crooked car dealer. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, in the spiritual world, you get a crook in the spiritual world, and that's the only one you hear about.
well, yeah, because people are constantly trying to disprove spiritual and
And I'm
metaphysical
like,
practices.
but you just had a car dealer sell you a lemon for double that it was supposed to be, and you're all kinds of pissed off, but I'm the one so,
But you know why? I
um,
think that's because people
eh,
people expect that from they expect and these are stereotypes, so I'm not naming anyone, but a shady lawyer or a car dealer who's going to try to rip you off. Those are common societal stereotypes that, yes, we need to do away with, but have things have happened enough to make that stereotype remain in
but
our
yet
language.
I've never had a bad car salesman.
Me
Every
neither.
car
Me
salesman that
neither.
I've had has been amazing.
Right.
So
So,
anyway,
yeah. So they're
my
going to go
point to
after
this
us. Yeah.
is that just recognize that we're out here like everybody else. Like Deanna said, we got bills to pay just like you do. So, and we've put a lot of time, energy, our money, our time, and what there is zero price for, this is priceless, is the work that we put into ourselves to be able to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to tell you something that I crucify, I don't, it is what it is. I'm going to speak my mind. Just like you talked about, we're healers. I don't see doctors always taking their own advice. I don't see doctors walking what they talk all the time. I don't see most doctors going in and doing the deep work on themselves before they turn around and offer that to others. Did I freeze again? You
No,
look
I'm
frozen.
listening. I'm just listening.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like, did I
It
freeze again?
was,
Yeah,
yeah,
but I'm just
no.
being honest. I don't see them doing that.
Well, it's do as I say, not as I do. And it's not just
And
in
so
medicine, it's
that is something
everywhere.
that is priceless that we get to offer, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, is because you've had your own spiritual awakening and journey, just as each and every one of us, like I've had my own spiritual awakenings, I will say plural, and journey, just like every single person has. Some of us have had more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, I'm here to tell you, said with all the love in my heart, there is not a price tag for the shit that I have gone through to
You're
be able
correct.
to turn around and help you. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just me being honest. Because if you were to know my story and understand some of the things that I have been through in my life and the deep traumas that I am still currently working through, I was just talking about it with the light body and da 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 da, 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 right? Like, you know, dude. I mean, this is why we can help you at the level that we can, and why so many different times I don't ever say that we're better than or anything like that. I'm telling you that it's different and that this type of difference is probably the change you're looking for.
Get out there and learn what it is that makes your heart sing, and then follow that. And it's going to change. It's going to change. It's going to go all over the place. Follow it, and concentrate on one thing at a time. We talked about that in an episode too. You come home with a bunch of dowsing rods, a pile of crystals, and a couple of decks of tarot cards, and then you don't know what to do because you've gone into all these different things at once. Find what makes your heart sing, follow it for a while. The other stuff isn't going to go away. There's other
Hmm.
things out there. They're always going to be there. Follow the path until you're sure it's either your path or not your path. Or get so comfortable on that path that you're ready to stay on it while you do other things and take a side journey. Got to follow where your heart takes you. And it's the same way when you're choosing someone to go to for healing or someone to go to for readings. You go where your heart takes you. You don't just decide, well, I like their shirt, unless that feels important to you. But it's not about the money. I charge very little, and people have come up to me and said, "How come you only charge $20 and everybody else is charging 50?" And I'm like, "Because," I said, "it's not about the money for me." And they're like, "Oh, well, I'm going to come here." And I'll say, "Wait, you need to go talk to the others because somebody else may actually vibe with you. If you're just coming at it financially, you might be missing something." And go talk to the people and see what they have to offer. Again, barter, trade if you have to. But I don't remember how this started, but I had a point when we started talking about
Right
this.
there, chart, trade and
Yeah,
barter,
trade
money.
and barter. Yeah, but also like if you're looking for healing or you're looking for readings or any of these types of cool things that our guests do, um, follow your heart.
Yeah.
Not everybody vibes with everybody else. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of the vibe. And any one of the people that we have had on our show will tell you the same thing. I can guarantee it. It's all about the vibe. If you connect with someone and you feel like they're going to be a great healer for you, go for it. If you see someone and you're like, I don't think so, fine. Because it all comes down to your gut feeling and your intuition anyways. So listen to it. And and if you need something and you can't figure it out, come to the page, look at if you do something, we'll trade with you. Connect with us. We'll get you on that wall and we'll we'll do that. That's how we are all weaving, right? That's what we do.
Hmm. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well
So for
done.
that, I think it's probably about time for us
Yeah.
to wrap up. This has been a long episode. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has listened, who has commented. Thank you to every single guest that we have on. I know we didn't talk about everybody,
Thank you.
but thank you all for coming, for being willing to share your time, whether it's talking with us or listening to us. We appreciate it. This is what we're doing to try to help shine light in our corner of the internet, like I said before, and we appreciate the support. We
Oh,
really
yeah.
do.
Thank you. Thank you,
Mhm.
guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. We are looking for a little bit more engagement this year, so we're really going to be asking for that. So this was our anniversary episode. We talked about a
Yay.
lot of different ones. Like Deanna said, we didn't mention every single one. Just not enough time. But anyway, what was your favorite? And like I said, what did you take away anything? If you took something away, did you implement it? What did, what didn't work? Just what works? Let us know.
Yep.
Deanna, thank you
As
so much.
always, thank you, Ronnie. This has been a blast. And thank you to my guides who told us to get out there and do it, and that it didn't have to be a book, which I think we were both pretty relieved when they told us we didn't have to write a book. It would have been fun, but this is
Well,
more fun.
they're still
Um,
on me. I still got a
well,
book
that's
to
your
write.
book then. But I just want to tell everybody, as always, thank you for being here. Be blessed, be blessed, and know that you are loved. And we will see you in the new year.
Next year.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.